Hello and welcome to Lamplight Crochet. My name is Laura. I'm so glad you could join me today. We will be making this baby car seat throw. It's made out of Red Heart Super Saver yarn. It measures 29 by 29, so it's not a really large blanket. And we make it out of the granny square stitch, so it goes very fast. Okay, I will show you the color that I have used. This is all that's left of the Turqua. It's called Turqua in the Red Heart Super Saver 4-ply medium worsted weight yarn. And so it takes almost a whole skein of that color. And then we'll need some white in the same weight. You'll need an eye hook, which is a 5.5 millimeter hook, a yarn needle, a sharp pair of scissors, and this is optional, but it would be nice to have a tape measure, and your blanket may be slightly shorter or slightly longer. It just depends on how tight that you stitch. So this is a 29 by 29 blanket, and I can show you how to do the granny square stitch, and it goes very quickly. And then I'll show you the shell that I created to put on the edge to really show it off. All right, let's begin. Okay, in order to make the granny square, we start from the very center and work around that and keep adding pieces as we go. So it will always work into a square shape. And the blanket that we are working on is 29 by 29. So we're going to start from the very center part right here, which has 1, 2, 3, 4 double crochet shells in it. And then we'll expand to more and put 2 in each corner. And then the next row will be 2 in each corner plus 1 in the middle. There's 2, 1, 2, 1. And so we just keep expanding like that with the double crochet. Okay, so let's begin. We wrap the yarn around the upper 2 fingers. Grab the yarn there and make a slip knot. Okay, we went to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to join into the very first chain with a slip stitch. Okay, then we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. That chain 3 counts as our very first double crochet. We're going to make 2 more. 1, let's get that little piece out of the way, and 2. All right, then we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to go down into the center of the circle and make 3 more double crochet. 1, 2, 3. We're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 more double crochet. 1, 2, 3. We're going to chain 3 more. 1, 2, 3. And our last set of 3 double crochet for the 4th set. 1, 2, and 3. And then we'll chain 3 more in order to attach it. Okay, so we're going to join, and we're going to join in the very top of the chain 3 on the first set. So we go into the top of that and slip stitch. Okay, as soon as we have the slip stitch made, we're going to slip stitch over to the corner. So we go into the next stitch and slip stitch, the next stitch and slip stitch. And I just go right into the space here and slip stitch into that. We're going to chain up 3. And we're going to make 2 more double crochet. This is considered a double crochet. So 1, 2. We are now in the corner of this. Now this is where people differ on how they do it. I'm just going to make 1 single crochet in the corner between this set and the next set of 3. Some people chain 2. I'm just going to chain 1. You can chain 2 if you want to, but I'm just going to chain 1 in this pattern. Now I'm going to chain 2 in order to travel to the next corner. But inside each corner, I will only chain 1. Okay, so if you can keep that in your mind about the pattern, that helps a lot. Now we're inside the corner, so I'm going to chain 1 and then make my next set of 3 double crochet. Now I am traveling to the corner, next corner, so I'm going to make 2 chains. Okay, and then 3 double crochet. And so we just continue like this around and keep growing our piece out in a square. There are 3 in that corner, so I'm going to chain 1 and make 3 more. 1, 2, 3. And I have 1 more corner that I'm going to travel to, so I'm going to chain 2 and go to that corner and make 3 double crochet, chain 1 in between that 3 and the next 3, 2, 3, and then we are traveling once again over here to a corner, so we're going to chain 2 and we're going to join with a slip stitch in the very top of the chain 3. All right, so that's as far as I'm going to show you now. As you can see, you just keep building on that, and I'm going to keep going around and around, and you're going to be experiencing more middle pieces and as you grow the rows. And each corner, remember, you just chain 1 between the sets of 3. And if you're traveling to a corner, you chain 2, or to the middle, you chain 2. All right, so I'll meet you back here after you have done 21 rows and we've reached 29 by 29. Okay, now we've completed 21 rows of the granny stitch, and your blanket should measure about 29 by 29 inches. This is a square stitch, so your blanket is going to be square. So we have joined the white for a border by a slip stitch, where we've been slip stitching all along to do each new row. So we bring the white up in there and we want to crochet in the next, single crochet in the next stitch, single crochet in the next stitch, and then 1 single crochet in between the double crochet shells, single crochet in the next stitch, single crochet in the next stitch, and in the next. So what we're doing is we're crocheting into the top of every double crochet, and then 1 single crochet in between the shells. Okay, so if you continue like that around, then we will be creating a foundation upon which to do our shell border. So just continue around and I'll meet you back at the very end where we'll do a border on top of the foundation stitch. Okay, we've just finished making the foundation row in order to build our shell edging on, and we will join with a slip stitch as we normally do, and then we will make a slip stitch over to the next stitch, okay, and wrap around because we're going to make a half double crochet in the next stitch. In the same stitch, a double crochet, a second double crochet in that same stitch, and a half double crochet once again, all in the same stitch. We're going to skip the next stitch and then do a slip stitch in the next one. So we've made 1 shell of our edging. Okay, we're going to wrap around and go into the next stitch, half double crochet, 1 double crochet, another double crochet, and 1 last half double crochet. Skip the next stitch, go into the next one, and slip stitch. Okay, so we're going to build a shell like this all the way around in that pattern. We'll do one more. Wrap around, go into the next stitch for a half double crochet, do a double crochet, a second double crochet. The last one is one more half double crochet in that stitch, same stitch. Skip a stitch and slip stitch in the next. So we're building a shell all the way around. Now you do have the option of just leaving this single crochet border if you want, or adding this shell. So we'll just continue shells if you're going to do that, and I'll meet you back around at the very end. Okay, we finished all of the shells along the edge of the blanket and come to the very first shell, and I've slip stitched in the very first stitch of that shell, and then we can cut the yarn off, leaving a little bit of a tail, and pull that on through this way. Then we will just weave the ends into the back in the same color that the end is, and we are finished with our beautiful baby blanket. I am thinking about making an octopus toy, stuffed animal toy, to match this blanket so that it can be sold as a set. So you might be watching for that video tutorial. And I'd also like to mention that if you like following along and learning how to crochet these nice gifts, then do not forget to click the subscribe button below the video, and you can visit me on Facebook for a lot more free crochet patterns at Lamplight Crochet. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time.